Hey guys, it's Julian, and today I'm going to be making a Romanian minimal house track from scratch. I've gotten a lot of requests to kind of show the basics of the style, and so I figured what better way than by making a track from scratch. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm just going to be using a bunch of my samples and creating a little idea, and then whatever I have at the end, I'm going to have available in the description. And yeah, let's get going. So with this style, usually what I like to start with is just like a simple kick and a bass line. So maybe we'll grab a kick out of like here. And yeah, let's use that one. Just something kind of like softer, not super hard hitting, but also not like too soft. It still needs to have some punch in the mix. This is pretty good for that. We'll play it there. I'm gonna make a little 1 bar loop of this, and let's do like 119 BPM. A little bit slower, a little bit more chilled out, but it's still going to give us like that housey kind of feel. All right, then we duplicate that. Okay, cool. So now we have the kick. I'll give it like a little bit of saturation. Let's also check the tuning of it. Okay, cool. We're in E. So next thing to do is I'm going to make a small little bass note. I'm going to use the operator to do this. And again, this isn't going to be like a super big house bass line like you'd have in like tech house or something like that. This is just going to be a little chill, like we'll make a little bass shot like this. Give it like a little bit of FM. Cool. And then we'll just have this playing like not super frequently, but right here. And then we'll do this every 4 bars. It'll play that little note at the end. Cool. So again, like super simple bass line, with the style. The bass, you don't want it to be too bouncy because the percussion is really the thing that's bouncing around and doing a lot in this style. With this style, with the bass line, it's more just to have a bass note and it helps to establish the key in the track. But just something like this is good. And then we'll give that a little bit of saturation. Okay, cool. So now the next thing to do from here would be to get some hi-hats. So let's find a few. I'm going to pull some from one of my other house videos. Let's get a little drum rack here for the hi-hats. Putting them in a drum rack makes it easy. I say this a lot in the videos, but it's like when you use a drum rack, I wouldn't use a drum rack for all of the drums at once. Like I wouldn't want to have the kick in here as well. But when you're just doing like a group of things like this, where it's gonna be like these 3 hi-hats, it can actually work out pretty well. And so we'll take those 3. I'm also gonna grab the shaker. And cool. And so now we can make like a little pattern. So this is really easy. You just have to get in and kind of get creative with it. So I'm just starting with this one on all the upbeats. Cool. And so now it's starting to come together. You can see it's not really that hard. You just have to kind of throw in some 16 notes little bit of syncopation with these different little percussion sounds here. And then let's duplicate that. And the first time I'll get rid of this shaker, and then it'll be kind of like this. Okay, cool. So now we got that together. I think I'm going to shorten these a little bit because typically with this style, you'd have a little bit of a smaller hi-hat. Like we can just put this in here. And I think what I'm actually going to do is we're going to get a 909 hi-hat to be like on the upbeats here. Maybe one like this. Use that one. And then you take that, and you can see if you put that same, like shortening the decay, that's the sound that you hear all the time in the style. Cool, and yeah, just shortening it kind of makes it a bit deeper and a bit smaller, and you can hear it helps to kind of bring out the other sounds as well. And I think this is an important technique with this style. Like you get the hi-hat samples, and then you shorten them with the envelope like this, and that's how you get that sort of tight, cracky sound. Cool, and then from here, I'm gonna get a clap, maybe, or like a snare. Maybe we'll get one out of here. Something like that should be really good. Alright, there we go. We'll put the percussion in a little group here. Add a little saturation. Alright, cool. And then the next thing to get here will be like a little bit of atmosphere. So I'm going to get some vinyl noise. And we'll put that in. This definitely goes a long way. And I'm also going to make a little pad. So the way we're going to make this is going to be using analog. I'm going to X to use operator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put in an E minor chord because that's the key that we're in. And then we can just kind of have this like playing throughout. And usually this is what you'll have in these kinds of tracks, like a very deep pad sort of in the background. And I'll show you how we can do that. So we're going to put in E minor. Like that. Then we can add in extra voices like this ninth. Let's do that. And then what we're going to do is, so we got the two saw waves here, we'll detune them. And we'll set the amp envelope like this. Get rid of the filter envelope. And I'm going to switch this to a bandpass filter. Nice. And then we can put a little bit of an LFO on that so we get some movement, because you never want it to just sit in the same place. You know, if you give it some movement like this, it's really going to come to life. Give it some resonance. And then we'll add a bit of vibrato. And some unison. And then let's put a bit of chorus on this one, as well as some reverb. And we'll sidechain that to the cake too. Pitch it down a bit. And there we go. Now we just have that like smooth sort of background chord. Cool. So now we have like the foundations of the track set. I think we just need some cool percussion now to kind of tie the whole thing together. So I'm gonna get one more drum rack, and we're making this inside of our percussion group here. And what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna grab some different little like toms and little like bongo sounds and stuff like that. Your little percussions. We get this rim shot. Maybe we'll grab one from here. And just like little small sounds like this. The thing about the style is it's all very small sounds, but then when you take those small sounds and mix them to sound a certain type of way, you can make the small sounds sound big. Like this kick would be tiny in a techno track, but in this mix, it's the biggest thing. You know, it's hitting super hard relative to what you're hearing with all these other instruments. So it's like kind of thinking of it like that. And then this goes back to what we're doing right now, because you don't want to choose a sound that's going to get in the way of that. You want to make sure you get like little stuff. Like that might be a little bit too big. That might fight for some of the same space. We could get this little rim shot here. And this one. All right, cool. And then we can just throw in some percussion stuff here. We'll just take these and put them on different 16th notes. Yeah, that's cool. Nice. And then maybe put a little bit of like echo on that. Kind of brings it to life a bit, you know, gives it that more like analog feel like you like in this style. And cool. So there it is. Those are the basics of making a Romanian minimal house track. Like I said, guys, I just want to make you a video where rather than just explain to you, here are the basics, I can just show you by me actually making a track in this style. I think this is a much more effective way of learning because instead of just like making it all hypothetical and all about the tutorial, you're actually seeing me make a track. Like this is the actual process I would take when I was making a track in this style. I could then take this and finish it, and it would be an actual track that would release on an actual label and be an actual Romanian minimal house track rather than, again, just like some hypothetical tutorial tracks. So, yeah, that's me for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get the full project file and samples and MIDI and presets. All of that stuff is available from this video in the description, and if you're patient on my Patreon, check there because it's already available. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.